Hello and welcome to another edition of Attack Line. My name is Chad and I'm joined as always by Dizzy.
We've got a massive show coming up, guys. It's been a huge week of upsets and controversy in South Australian State League volleyball. Let's jump straight to it. This is Attack Line.
That's right guys, we've got a huge show for you today. We've got some massive results coming out of round 5 of the South Australian State League Volleyball Series. We've got a few hierarchical issues that are coming out of secondary divisions concerning uniforms that we'll be picking apart in Wombat's Burrow.
We've also attained some very large information concerning a northern-based community potentially lining up a team nomination to enter into the 2013 season of State League. We've also had Olympic gold medalist Natalie do some attack line research on the last FIVB tour match in China. It's been a big week in volleyball. Let's jump straight into the men's review. First up on Friday night was the match between Austral and South Adelaide. How did this one pan out, Chad?
Yeah, this one was a fantastic match. Austral were 3-1 winners in this one. They won the first two, lost the third, and then got the bickies in the fourth. Brandon Long was the star of the match with some dynamic play, which really set the tone for this match. Fraser was also, he contributed very well, some solid plays, some great pass hitting. He chased down a few extraordinary balls that really motivated the Austral boys. They served well when given the chance, which puts the normally steadfast South passing rotation under pressure. Josh Hickson was massive for South. He came back, went back to his newfound opposite role with Jono Barron coming back, and his front court presence was a real highlight of South's game. But Austral have now defeated the 2011 Premiers and 2010 runners-up in consecutive weeks. Do you reckon they can keep it going?
Well, I'm not sure. I think they're playing USC Line this week, so that's going to be a big game, but they're doing pretty well. They've surprised a lot of people around State League. Next up on Saturday was the highly anticipated game between Henley and Norwood. So Henley were the victors here, 3-0, pushing Norwood to the bottom of the table. This was a sensational match with some of SA's volleyball's best players going head-to-head. Casey Grice and Trav Moran were instrumental in this match, really dictating the pace at which the game was played with some impressive hitting and blocking. Their passing was fantastic and gave BT 3-option passes a high number of occasions, which really nullified the big blocking Norwood side. Matt Jones' return to SA Volleyball is also proving very fruitful. Massive at the net, just absolutely dominant.
Real force, great net play.
Nick West, he kept the Bears in the match with some powerful hitting and some huge blocks at the crucial moment. I really can't put my finger on the decline of the Norwood side. Their team is essentially last year's premiership side, but they've only able to rack up one win so far. I think this shows the quality of the league has improved dramatically.
Yeah, Nick West really kept the Bears in it. I mean, you touched on it just then, that the Norwood side, they've only lost Harry in the off-season as far as we're aware, but I think it's just the matter of that the State League boys, every single side has improved. We know Austral haven't really recruited anybody. They've been training their bums off, and they've worked out basically a tactic, setting the ball flat, really putting blocks under pressure, and I think this is one of the best leagues that best seasons that we had in a while.
So the other match on the weekend was USC Line versus Mount Lofty. What happened, Chad?
Yeah, Mount Lofty were 3-2 victors in this one. This was last week's Jousts game of the week, and it lived up to all the expectations. The points and sets went blow for blow in this one, with Mount Lofty eventually coming away with the biggies in this one. I think it was over 2 hours, 5-set epic. The way the match looked earlier, I thought USC won. They had this under control. They had it won, but the Lofty boys really showed a lot of character here, a lot of fight, determination, and really showed that they're not easy beats. I think they're still going to be up there. Marcus Jones in particular was massive. The way he was hitting, you think he was going to pop the ball. Malachi Merck also put in some impressive serves, some nice pass hitting that really dictated the offense for Mount Lofty. Tricky Arnold and Mickey Kurtz coming back fresh from wedding crashes. They looked fresh, and I thought they performed pretty well for the USC Line boys. But French import JP, I thought had his best game for the match, best game for the season rather. But it has this third set scored. It was 32-34 Line, and I think that was pretty much where the game ended for Line. The Lofty boys, they rallied after this, and they got away in 5 sets. It was an absolute cracking match, and congratulations to Lofty boys. Welcome to Chad's Mailbag.
Well, we've had a bit of news come through the hashtag Chad's Mailbag on Twitter from Hamish Moore this week. He writes in, Madeline Moore is going to be shown little court time in Henley Reserve's women this week following a coach hacking incident.
Now, there is only one reason I can sort of gather why this is happening. The hack wasn't good enough. Now, I haven't seen the hack, but Hamish is the coach there, and you've got to do a fair bit to annoy your coach. Now, if you're going to talk about hacks, the best person to get your knowledge from is this man right here. Tell us about the hack that you did on Sam McEwen that everybody bought.
At the end of the day, there's two types of hacks. There's the one where you did something like this, it's obvious it's a hack, it's going to get a lot of views and everything, but the hack that I did on my former friend Sam McEwen, probably going back 6 months ago, he was looking to extend his study over in Sydney, looking at doing a PhD over there. So he left his iPad logged into Facebook. I did a simple status, really pumped, going to study my PhD over at Sydney University. See you later, Adelaide. So realistic hack, had about 80 likes.
We sent him messages saying, "Oh, congratulations, man! I'm sorry to see you go. We just become such good mates." Rah 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 rah. It was believable. So
now, even in our USC trials, I had head coach Wally Wadiaka come up to me and be like, "Look, man, we need to find a new libero. Sam's actually heading over to Sydney." So I had to break the news to him that it was me and it was a lie. But at the end of the day, if you're going to get your hacks going, you have to get them right.
Yeah, you've got to make it worth your while. And unfortunately, Madeline, this one was not worth your while.
So Norwood are yet again going to take another hit in the next couple of weeks, Chad. Thomas West, we've spoken about him before. He's actually moving over to America.
Yeah, because of the segment we ran in, I think it was episode 2 or episode 3, where he was asking who I was. He's actually copped a fair bit at State League, so he's actually moving to South America to undertake an anti-bullying campaign. I think Peru, or I think it's Chile or somewhere like that. So
he's going to be gone for a couple of months. He's not going to qualify for finals. This is just another dagger in the heart of Norwood.
And the Bears, they're in the bear trap at the moment. So we've got to have a look at everybody's second favourite segment here. It's the lookalikes, of course. Now, the first one we're going to start off with is Sam McEwen and hangover funny man Zach Galifianakis.
Exactly the same. Every time Sam goes overseas, every 3 months, he tends to grow a massive beard. Looks exactly like Zach. He's not as funny, but I think this is a lookalike segment, and they are pretty identical.
Yeah, as hairy.
The next one we're looking at is Elliot King, South Adelaide League player. Looks a lot like Brandon Lee. Yeah, Brandon Lee, of course, out of in famous movie The Crow, which was his son of Bruce Lee, filmed the movie, then died. So, Elliot, don't die, mate. That's the advice we've got for you. Now, this one was actually sent in by one of my best mates, Matty H. I grew up with him, spent many times, one of my best mates. He sent this one in. He reckons I look like Woody Harrelson. I think in this picture you do, Chad. It's the jawline, I think.
It's the jawline. I'll agree with that. White men can jump, according to the movie, so I like that one.
And the final one we've got is, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, so sorry in advance, but Roger Dorshorst, or Dorshorst, or Dorst.
Dorsh.
Looks like Dave Grohl.
Yep. Now, Rog is, of course, South Adelaide Reserves women coach, and I think this is an absolute splitting image. He loves his rock music, Rog, and this one, yeah, wow. Send in your lookalikes, guys.
So what we're going to do is jump straight into the League Women's Review from round 5, Chad.
Yeah, the first match that we're going to be taking a look at is South Adelaide versus Austral. Now, South Adelaide came away with the Vickies here, 3-0, it was pretty emphatic style. Sam Simmons played well with some really nice, she plays opposite, so really nice hitting, great serving, which put the Austral pass and inevitably their offence under a lot of pressure from the get-go. Verity provided some positives for Austral, but in the end it was South that came away with the victory here.
Saturday afternoon saw the Mount Lofty League women take on reigning premiers and top place USC Lion. The Mount Lofty League women got off to a terrific start in the first set, which saw league newcomer Tatiana Pole in the starting 6. Mount Lofty showed a faultless display of service reception, dominating the first set and winning it 25-9. Captain Anna Maycock was rested in the third set, which meant backup setter Mia Surihajo successfully took the setting role. Mount Lofty once again controlled the third set, and Amy Allen came off the bench to hit several key winners off the USC block. Mount Lofty won the third and final set 25-14. The Mount Lofty League women will be minus the current Australian libero Sarah Choate this Saturday when they take on third place Norwood Bears at 4 PM.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one more in the preview, but Jason Potts, absolute superstar coach. Now, he's coaching probably the best team in women's volleyball at the moment, and coaches normally pull out their hair because of the stress of this game. He's actually growing his hair back. Go have a look at his head, it is growing back. So well done, Lofty are absolutely awesome. The final match that we're going to be having a look at here is between the teams of Nord and Henley. Now, we spoke last week that both these teams need to keep error rates down, and essentially Nord did this. They came away with a victory here in a 4-set. They served well, they passed actually quite well. Basically, they really performed their basic skills well, and I think that this is a team to watch, Nord, so congratulations to them.
Welcome to the Rumour Mill.
Yeah, we alluded to this one at the top of the show, but we stumbled across a page on Facebook while we were doing some Facebook research, where there was a rumour floating around that the Tea Tree Volleyball Club Association may be poised to nominate for 2013 State League eligibility. Of course, the last time they were affiliate of VSA, they were known as the Tea Tree Gully Trojans. So, would they run in conjunction with the Northern Knights if they go through with this, do you reckon?
I think they'll be a separate team. I think there's a lot of players out north that could fill both clubs. Hopefully they don't go with the same name, the Trojans, but I think they'll be a strong force to contend with in the next few years. Maybe not next year, but after the success of the Specsavers Volleyball Vision Cup, I think there's one sponsor at least locked in for them.
Yeah, by all means, it's a massive demographic out there of potential players and current players that play social, so why not get on board?
Yeah, it's a great to see the growth and development of the sport in South Australia, and here at Attackline we would encourage these boys and girls to State League. It would fit in nicely with the stadium redevelopment plan for 2013.
Yeah, well, we had a look and they were worried about travelling to Lofty. It's probably about a 6-hour drive from Tea Tree Gully to Mount Lofty each week, so with a stadium redevelopment in a central location in Adelaide, that'll be absolutely awesome to see new teams come in. So all the best, hopefully they can come through, and potential sponsors be on the lookout for the Tea Tree Gully Volleyball Association. We're going to burrow into a few issues here. Wombat's Burrow. The issue was affecting both men and women's reserve USC line teams. Did you tell us about it?
Well, first of all, the USC line reserves men's team. They got done for a couple of players not wearing badges. Now this is fair enough, it's in the comp regs, they were held on with tape, that's not allowed, but the way it was done, penalising a team halfway through a set instead of at the start of a set or at the start of a match, I don't think that's on. That needs to be stamped out straight away. The other game, USC line reserves against Lofty. Lofty do have an exemption regarding their VSA badges, but at the end of the day, they signed the score sheet without their badges on, with the numbers. Captain and coach signed it. They then proceeded to get the men's uniforms, which had the badges on them, so they didn't get a 24-0 hiding in the first set. So they went and changed all the numbers on the score sheet. Now, I don't know the FIVB regulations off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I'm pretty sure you can't change the numbers after the sheet has been signed. Yeah, we're not having a dig at VSA, guys. We basically, here at Attackline, we would just like to see some continuity in the rules and regulations of the sport. Obviously, it's a massive disadvantage having in the reserves men. I played in the fixture. It's a massive disadvantage losing 6 points a set. Now, in doing some research, we also look at YouTube videos, chat. So we found some videos from gold medalist Natalie Cook. She's been showing her progress over on the World Tour this year leading up to the Olympics. We're going to show you a short clip. It's a bit of information on her and also an interview with Emanuel from Brazil, the #1 player in the world right now. So here's Natalie Cook in China.
The last round of our 4-week tour. We're here in Beijing, the home of the 2008 Olympics. The stadium is behind me and we are about to start tomorrow's competition. June 30 is the date where we will find out where we're sitting on our London campaign. We're just sneaking a look at a private practice session with one of the world's best men's teams. Emanuel and Alison hitting the ball now. Emanuel in the bright blue hat is our superhero. Hello, Emanuel. The Roger Federer of beach volleyball. Very unassuming. Skinny. Then the coach. Leticia was the coach of Adriana and Shelda, who's now coaching Emanuel and Alison. We'll take one more look. One more ball. It's gonna. Emanuel, how does that feel? Like 38 years old and you're running with someone else on your back. Like, what is that?
This means I have a huge objective in front of me. Still working hard to get there.
And your objective is?
London.
And what colour?
Yeah, you know what? In beach volleyball and other sports, I don't want to say about the colors. About to see the best way to play over there. That's it.
And what is the favourite thing of beach volleyball for you? Why do you love it so much?
First of all, the creativity. You can play any place, anywhere, any style, hitting, soft balls. This is the creativity you cannot find in other sports.
Well, good luck, my friend. I'll see you in London.
See ya.
So we're going to jump straight into the previews for round 6 games this week, Chad.
Yeah, so the first one we're going to be having a look at is Henley versus South Adelaide on a Friday night. Henley coming off a fantastic 3-zip win against last year's premiers Norwood. South coming off a tough loss to Austral. I think Henley and their cashed-up superstars will be comfortable 3-0 winners here.
Cool. The next game is Lofty versus Norwood, which is our joust game of the week. Lofty had a hard-fought win over USC on Saturday. Norwood coming off a hiding from the Manchester City of VSA State League, basically. I think Norwood to bounce back 3-1 in this one.
Yeah, and the final match that we're going to be having a look at is between the teams of Austral and USC Line at 4 PM on Saturday. Now, Austral, up and comes of State League, haven't really added to their squad, but they've just absolutely improved tenfold. USC Line look a bit erratic at the moment, but on paper they're still a very dominant team. USC Line 3-1 winners, I reckon.
So we're going to have a preview of the women's games for round 6. First of all, we've got Henley and South on Friday night. South are really showing some solid form. Henley is struggling at the moment. I think South are going to win this one 3-1.
Yeah, I agree with that tip. I'll be looking at the teams of Lofty versus Norwood at 2 PM on Sunday, our joust game of the week. Norwood currently sitting 3rd on the ladder, which is surprising to many, but should prove to be a great game. But I think Lofty in this one really stand their authority in the women's division. They'll become 3-0 winners in this match.
And the final match, Austral versus Lion at 4 PM on Saturday. And it was an upsetting loss for both teams last week, but I think Lion are going to bounce back 3-0 winners this time.
I'm tipping Austral in an upset. So just a final reminder, guys, of the South Adelaide Quiz Night happening on Saturday 19th of May. Dizzy and I will be there, but of course there is a big footy match happening in the AFL. The Indigenous round, it's teams of Richmond, who Dizzy supports, and the Bombers, who I support. Now, every good footy match has a bet in it, I believe. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be posting a status on Facebook, and we're going to be taking all your suggestions on what the loser of the bet shall receive, do something like that, and perform it after the quiz night on Saturday night.
Should be good fun.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to leave you with Lever's Clip of the Week. See you next time on A Tap On.